Hi Daniel, it's Mike. I'm going to comprise a video to show the comparison of one of my laps versus your best lap of the weekend, which happened in qualifying too. And you'll see some contrasts. I'm also going to send some notes, which will go over some driving techniques and racing strategies and qualifying strategies. But just to outright driving, this will be something you can review at your leisure and hopefully get something out of it. So here we go. We're at the front straight. I'm on the left, you're on the right. I'll pause it at certain points. You brake much later than I do, which worked out fantastic. I believe I've gone in just a slightly better exit, I believe. I'll pause it and resync. And if you follow the cursor down here, no, your exit was fantastic. So what you did in turn one, I like better. You braked later. You had good brake pressure. You came off the brake, got it turned, and also got on the throttle to go down the hill very quickly. So turn one, fantastic improvement over the course of the weekend. As we approach turn two, however, you turn a little bit later than I do. And because of the later turn-in, you're not quite as far over the apex curve as I am. And subsequently, you had to lift off the throttle. I was able to stay full throttle through turn two. You had just a very minor lift, which costs you not a whole lot, but a little bit. As we approach turn three, you brake later than I do, which is fantastic. But the delta, or the difference, really starts out with how you come off turn four. So you track out more out of turn four. As you can see, you're more to the left side of the road, and this compromises your speed all the way through the S's. As you see down here, I'm red. Now you did carry more speed through three, and that added speed didn't cause you to track out of turn four. As you can tell, I'm actually going a little bit quicker through four. It's that you chose to track out of turn four as opposed to hug the apex, and that cost you dearly throughout the entire S's. And that theme will be addressed in my notes regarding late apexing and exit speed. So just follow this for a little while, and as we get around to turn 6, you go a little bit too wide, give up my throttle, and I'll pause it again, and that shows you how much I've gained. So my car is essentially 2 or 3 car lengths in front of where yours is right now. And then through 7, you go quite well. I'll pause it again. And your 7 was fantastic. In fact, we're very close to the same place on the racetrack, within a few feet. The real delta comes in right here. So as you notice, you depart the turn 8 apex early, and that is going to compromise your speed all the way down to turn 11. We worked on this egregiously over the course of the weekend, but you still really, your reward system really wants you to charge through the corners, which sometimes is good. For example, turn 1 and turn 3, you did fantastic. But when it comes to exit speed, sometimes that can actually slow you down. While it might feel very fast, it could actually slow you down. So I'm just going to play down to turn number 11. And you can see down here there was a difference in speed. I'll pause it as you get to approach 11. So that's how much I gained. I'm just going underneath the bridge. You can see the shadow right there, and you're 2 or 3 car lengths back. I'll resync it. We'll watch turn 11. Brake later in turn 11, which was awesome. As we pause it right now, you're going slower because you're braking harder and you turned a little later, which is fine. You went a little bit wide of the apex, and so you had to slow down a little more. This is your best lap. And your exit was fantastic. Had you turned in a little bit sooner, perhaps braked a little sooner to get down to the apex, you could have gained another 10th or 2 right there. But that was fantastic improvement through 11, where you actually got the car turned and they got hard throttle for the straightaway that followed. We worked really, really hard on that discipline over the course of the weekend, and I'm really stoked with that development you had. I'm just going to go to the end of the straightaway and resync as we approach turn 12. For some reason, it doesn't sync. Let's try it again. I'm a little bit in front of you. Didn't quite sync up. Your 12 was good over the course of the weekend. I wouldn't change very much here. I did have a little bit more apex speed, I believe. Yeah, 3 miles an hour more across the apex, but that comes down to brake pace. And in the notes that I'm sending, or that this is attached to, I'll go over what brake change you can make to facilitate rolling across the apexes. And we worked super hard here in 13. And there's still work to be had. As you notice, you're a little wide of the apex. I do like your rolling speed. If you'd have rolled that speed and made it to the apex, that'd have been even better. The exit did improve over the course of the weekend, but as I pause it, you can tell right now I have almost 2 miles an hour. And it's really straight away. Again, that 300 exit speed is something I really want you to home. As we get to turn 15, you did a great job to park and go. Let's see how this works on the next one. About the same exit, within a couple tenths of a mile and a half. Fantastic. Nice job there on 15. Good to see. In every session you got faster in the carousel. I still carried a little bit more speed on the way in, but I think we did about the same exit. And that's really the point I'm trying to go. I tracked out a little more, and we're going about the same speed. I'll try to resync. We're pretty close on the racetrack, but let's see. Yeah, it's actually going just a touch quicker on this other line. Now here's where the big difference comes in. For some reason in qualifying 1, qualifying 2, qualifying 3, you tried to use more road going into a lot of the corners, and you didn't do that except for in a couple laps in the races. I'm not sure why you made that change. My dad always said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, so I don't know why you went to go fixing this, but as we approach turn 19, notice how wide you are. And you have this big, awesome, really fun to watch drift through 19. Fantastic save. And look what that did to your speed. So, had that not happened, you did probably match the lap time on this data capture, which is a 22.1. We didn't get my fastest lap on Racekeeper because I think the SD card was busted. But 22.1 would have put you, I think, solidly third on the grid. So, yeah, that was a fantastic drive. You had a lot of good things on this lap. And in turn 20 as well, you started to use more turning curve. I'm not really sure why. My only guess is that you really wanted to do well in qualifying, so you tried to shift the hard. And on exit, I had a little bit of speed. So that's a lap comparison between you and I, Daniel. Thanks for the awesome weekend. Call anytime and enjoy Sonoma. Let me know how it goes and if I can help. Thanks, bud.